coming up in about 2 minutes. Game Day Live, coming to you live from American Whiskey. Special guest Chico Resch of Devils Hockey Network will be up next, top of the hour. Happy Devils Thursday. This is Game Day Live, coming to you live from American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place, across the street from Prudential Center, next to Championship Plaza. On the big stage, in the middle of the street, coming up in a couple minutes, Chico Resch of Devils Hockey Network.
I thought we were muted.
Yeah. And also beaming them in
no one wants
from
to
Chicago, Vinnie. Parise. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Shorts Guy and Beer Baron, or Ann Crew. Presented by Ann Crew Brew. Coming soon to a bar near you. Yes, and
coming to hopefully a liquor store as well.
Yeah, liquor store or the back of my trunk or something like that.
And I heard an unconfirmed rumor that there might be a tasting of it for us here on the big stage.
Yeah.
Before we put it out to the crowd, but we'll see.
Yep.
Nothing promised. Nothing promised. Vinnie, it's been forever since I've seen you or spoken to you. How are you, my friends? And I don't think Vinnie can hear us. He looks like he's frozen. That's how happy he is to see me. He just frozen in place. Hey, there he is.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Vin.
Oh. I'm going to move over for a second.
Yeah.
Oops,
Well, let's get that.
I don't know, Vinnie.
Yeah,
we are, yeah.
Oh, there's
There you go, Chico. Chico's here. I'm so excited to be here, guys. Thank you for having me, as always.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we're back, Chico.
Yeah, in a big way in the anticipation. I don't know if I felt this back in 95, 2000, because it was kind of, well, in 95 it wasn't expected, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of a break. And then by the time they were winning later, you expected it. This team, who could really have predicted in 2 years we would be where we are now?
I tell you what, this atmosphere out here, I feel like we left off. We're picking up today where we left off back in April and May. With this
The
atmosphere out here, it's
anticipation's
fantastic.
more. And it should be. We're a better team this year.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We are. I mean, we probably have the best group of forwards as anybody in the league. You know, when I say to people, okay, Vegas Knights, they win the cup. Who's their best player? There wasn't one. They all contributed.
Yes,
that's
they did.
what I'm looking for
That
from the
even
Devils.
scoring throughout the team, that's fantastic. That's what you want.
No, because we won a championship in New York at Stanley Cup. You got roles. Everybody's got to have a say. One player isn't bigger than another. I mean, obviously the goal scorers are going to get the. We know
they
that.
always do.
And Eric Hollow can live with that, and Mike McLeod, but they got to get some praise too at times because that motivates them. And you know, we're just in great shape. Our defense, it's a little bit of an unknown, right? The
Yes.
defense, would we say
Yeah,
that?
for sure.
Goaltending, I was saying, I don't know where this thing about we got to get new goalies. I think
we've heard it all
somebody
summer.
wrote it, and it took it took a life of its own.
I know.
I'm thinking, what are you talking about? I always say, oh well, let's get Shesterkin. How he went deep in. Oh no, he lost in the first round. Let's get Vasilevsky. He lost in the first round. Let's get Hellebuck. Oh no, he lost in the first round.
Yep.
Let's get those Boston Bruin goalies. Those guys who won the. Oh,
yeah.
no, they lost in the first round. I'm just saying.
But they
like,
won so many games, though. I mean,
but so what? I don't
they
care
didn't-
about
they didn't-
regular
exactly,
season.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm just saying, Vitek Vanacek and Akira Schmid, people don't even, I don't know how good they are. They might not be lights out, but they certainly, like last year, Vitek Vanacek won 18 one-goal games.
Yeah.
That's pressure.
I know that's pressure.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
So I think we're in really good shape, but a few things have to play out, like the defense, and then we'll know more, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So a big question to you is, you know, we talk about the goaltending and we say that Vitek and Schmid, but who do you think there is a clear-cut number one, or it's going to be goaltenders by committee, or is it going to be split 1A, 1B?
Well, what do you? I mean, it should be goaltending by committee.
It's
Billy
ride the hot
Smith and
hand.
yeah. Why? You know, this is the thing. Why, if you put someone on a pedestal, if you start putting them like that's the guy,
Yeah.
that's not good for the team. I
Okay.
mean, I know fans, they like that. They like but that's not what the guys in the room want. But I mean, it's a different, and you know, we love certain players more than others. But no, I think the goaltending's got to play itself out.
Yeah, and the days
Yeah.
of Marty playing 73, you know, those days are far
Well,
gone.
let me ask you guys this: is this the same game that Marty played?
No,
Oh, no, definitely not.
Different. It's a different game, and it's a different style for this team.
Yes.
That Brodeur playing all those games fit well with the way this team was playing at the time.
Yeah, you could bash a guy in front of the net.
Yep.
You could cross-check. Kenny Dana cross-check someone. Scotty Stevens could pound someone. You know, Marty didn't have to worry about the back door, cross-ice passes. Like now, you touch a player, and if the referee isn't seeing it well, he'll call a penalty, and you just
Yep.
say no. But that's the game, and that's what you got to live with. But we got two good power plays.
Yes.
We got great penalty killing.
Yes, we do.
So we have adjusted to the way. Tommy Fitzgerald's done an awesome job,
Amazing.
as we
And
know.
he's done it the right way. He's done it the right way.
And he's got. I talked to Tommy yesterday. I said, Tommy, the other thing is, you got to get lucky. We got lucky with Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier. You know what? The Rangers, they had first overall. You know who their pick was?
Lafreniere.
Lafreniere. Good player.
Good, yeah.
Not a franchise player like Jack. And it's not their fault. That's what was available. But so we got luck.
Yeah.
Devils made a lot of right moves. Then we got lucky, and that fell into place. You know, so, you know, Jesper Bratt, who would have thought in the 6th round, he's going to turn out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dawson Mercer.
Yeah.
Sammy's waving at somebody. Sammy, if they're just
He's
fans.
waving to the tech department. He's
I
waving
know,
to the
I
tech
know.
department. So Chico, let's bring in our friend Vinnie from Chicago, who's dealing
Vinny
with a
from
whole
Chicago.
with
yeah.
a whole other world out there with the Blackhawks and this new
Connor Bedard.
this new kid,
Oh,
Connor something. So Vinny, how's it out there in Chicago as a Devils fan, when everyone all of a sudden is a Blackhawk fan again?
Oh, and I want to get Chico's opinion on this. First of all, Chico, so good to see you after all these
Thank
months.
you, Vinny.
So Connor Bedard, he's been a sensation around here, let me tell you. But I've interpreted people, I've been saying, lose, he's going to challenge him for the Calder Trophy. What do you think about that, Chico?
I'm not going there. No, I mean, Connor Bedard is an elite freak franchise player. Like he's been the best. Luke's a really good defenseman, but he didn't dominate college last year. I'm just saying Connor Bedard is special. That doesn't mean the Hawks are going to win all the time. People in Chicago, when you start putting one guy on the pedestal, it's not good. Connor doesn't want to be there, and you build a team around him. Look at Jack Hughes. What? Took him, 4 years?
Couple years, yeah.
4
Yeah.
years
Took a
to
couple
really
years.
be the player. He's a great player now. And for Luke, I don't know if he's ready. I really don't. He might be, but 4 or 5 games, we're going to say, oh yeah, if this is the NHL, Vinny, and this is the best league in the world. You don't step in, even Connor Bedard, and dominate. You don't.
No.
Because then it's not the best league in the world. So I like Luke Hughes a lot, but if we talk, Vinny, 10 or 15, 20 games from now, then you and I will have a real good discussion on where he's at.
I don't know. That Luke Hughes channeling Patrick Mahomes with that haircut walking in the player meet and greet. That was great. I love the red carpet, the way you guys announce the players, the way they come in, signing autographs. This is great.
And Luke's a great guy. This is the thing is, my claim to fame is when Luke signed his contract up in Boss Spring, he and I rode to the game together. Shouldn't tell you this, but I'm telling you inside stuff. Luke said, like me, I don't know how to tie my tie. He said, Chico, could you tie my tie? I said, yeah. So I was the first guy to tie his tie after he signed. But that's his only flaw, is he does it, but he'll learn. But no, he's really good. I don't want to put extra pressure on him.
Yeah.
To say, oh no, he's going to be the savior.
Yeah.
And so our defense has some questions, but that'll play out too.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping that the veterans that are on this team, whether forward or defense, are going to kind of surround him a little bit, keep him in that area where he can grow and not be too affected by having that big spotlight. Because it's big for him to have made the team, and you have a player like Nemec that was sent back down. There's going to be pressure, but the good players, the great players, will that pressure and excel through it.
Yeah, not right away. But no, Luke Hughes is going to be a terrific NHL player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, let's not say this year, right now, he's going to dominate. Because he's not. I mean, this is a league, and don't go by the exhibition. I know we were 7-0, and it was wonderful. It was an indication, but please, I played so many exhibition games that didn't mean anything.
And
it's just,
preseason champions. But I'm glad you said that because I've been talking to a lot of people, and I'm happy they're excited about the exhibition. But I agree with you. Exhibition. The teams themselves out. The players are trying to get their feet back under them. Great, we're 7-0 in exhibition, but tonight is when it really matters. From here on out, from here until April, this is what matters right now.
And and you guys will do it on your podcast. But break it down every 20 games. That'll give you an indication.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
And we are good, and these guys are hungry. Like the Rangers have gotten old. I don't know what they're doing. The Islanders have gotten old. Couple just Carolina's real good. Real good.
Oh yeah. That's going to be
real young.
Good. That's going to be.
They got 2 off-season.
No, that's going to be another. Just win, and I would for the next. It's going to be fun to be a.
And I wait. Good back on the road.
It good really back. Is. And one day, Vinnie, won't be Bedard this year, but if they us, we got a couple good players beside Jack Hughes that you surround hard with. I want to ask Vinnie this though, because someone asked me, was the play they gave Connor Bedard on opening night? It was the Connor Bedard show, right?
Yeah.
Was it too much or was it right?
I think it came off as a little too much, a little bit early. But then you watch him play, and this is just my opinion as someone who's out here to be entertained and entertain people with doing the podcast and whatnot. He's entertaining. He's flashy. He makes plays. He shoots the puck well. He dances through defensemen who are 7-year NHL veterans. He made Erik Karlsson look funny. And I know Erik Karlsson no Ken Danico defensively. But I mean, to go up against the guy who's won 2 Norris trophies with that type of confidence, he is an electrifying player. So I get the league marketing a player like that.
Well, you know, Vinny, would you say, it used to be a saying, I don't know if he's worth the price of admission. Yep, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what I wanted.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would. I feel like he's one of those kids that had hype when he was 16 years old.
Yeah.
And working his way to the NHL, I mean, it feels like he's already starting to live up to that hype really early.
No, it's true,
really,
though.
really early. But much like Connor McDavid, much like, you know, Crosby, these guys that come in out of juniors that have so much hype behind them and they live up to it, I feel like he has that potential to do it.
No, I 100%. He's never played this many games. The pressure of, like, the opening night, the media, the spotlight is going to be on him. I always said this about Scott Niedermayer. I love Scott Niedermayer. Scott Niedermayer didn't mind skating through the spotlight, but he didn't want the spotlight on him all the time. And Connor Bedard, it's going to be on him all the
Yep.
All the
time.
time.
Oh, all
And
the
he's
time.
going to get tired. In January and February, he's going to get worn down. He's a young
Well,
kid.
at least he has somebody like Taylor Hall, a former #1 overall pick, too, to kind of lean on to ask him what it's like to go through. But it's not the same because Bedard he's the poster boy of the NHL right now.
Yes.
And it's a completely different, you know, type of pressure to have on especially a young kid. He's 18 years old,
Yeah.
18, 19
No.
years old, so that's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure.
No, and just let me say this, and this is the media again. Players can get advice, and it's all nice. But it's not, somebody's not going to help Connor Bedard get through this. Connor Bedard is going to have to figure it out himself.
Yep.
Like, you know,
Just like Jack.
Hughes,
Just
yeah,
like
he
Jack.
got a lot of advice, and I appreciate that. But Jack Hughes, if you ask him, the league was a lot different than he expected.
Yeah.
And he had to figure it out, and that's the way life is. You know, I see a lot of parents. The main thing you can give a kid is not confidence, doing everything for him, fixing every situation. No, let him work through some things to develop his own self-confidence.
Good to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Failure
Yeah.
makes you better.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's, I remember Jack Hughes 2 years ago. He jumped on the ice, and I'm watching the game. He didn't know what to do. I felt bad. He just sagged because grabbing the puck and trying to beat like 6 guys wasn't working. He didn't realize. Now look at, he's shooting the puck from the outside.
Yeah.
He's shooting it from where he gets it. He's taking what is given to him. He's not trying to create more. And the other thing, he doesn't want to carry the puck all the time. You want to give it to a teammate, get open, get it back. So he's learned the patterns of the NHL. And like I say, now Jack is up there. I'm not going to say Connor McDavid, because Connor McDavid's big and he's been around. But Jack's in that group of about 10 terrific franchise players.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. And how lucky are we? As fans,
Yeah.
we get to see this team that's coming out on the ice tonight. Might be one of the most talented teams, like you said. In the opening before, you said Jack said this might be the most talented team in the last 15 years. I think he's
And
right.
he's right.
Yeah,
He's
he's so
100%.
close. Yeah.
And you know what I like about Jack and all the players? Yeah, we got lucky and Jack was available. That's great. But do not underestimate Nico Hischier.
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
not. Because he's the guy that is the glue. He's the guy that brings it together. Jack's kind of like, Jack says, hey, you know, Lindy Ruff, he kind of let me be myself. I would be doing things, and you know, and that's fine because he's Jack Hughes. But Nico Hischier, like, that guy is such a rock-solid guy as far as a captain and keeping things in
Absolutely.
perspective. So, every NHL team that wins the Stanley Cup generally has a number 1 and a number 2 center that carry them. And that's what we got here.
We got
and
it.
we're going to love it for 10 years because it's going to be a nice run.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Our depth as a team right now, I think, is the best it's been in the longest of times, and that's, you know, part of that. Like you said, you know, every team's got that top 1 and 2 center, but then we have depth all over. Like, we have problems of who is getting sent down. You know, 2-3 years ago it was like, oh man, who's going to make this team? Like, who do we have to bring
Who's
up?
gonna bring up?
Who are we bringing
Exactly,
up?
yeah.
Now it's like, man, they're going down. Like, now we're looking at who the cuts are, and going,
Right.
wow, how'd they get cut? Instead of,
Yeah, that's
Where-
a great point. Like
where's
Nemec,
everyone?
Like Nemec.
yeah,
He could have stayed.
yo, absolutely.
But
easily.
Fitzy said, and we wanted him to go down there, be the guy, play all the time, all the roles, right? And I guarantee you, if it's 3 years ago, he ain't going down.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
staying
absolutely.
up.
Yeah.
And that's the luxury the Devils have now.
Yep.
We can develop players the right way, and that's how you build championships. I mean, this is going to be a fabulous year, but I'm telling you, I look at, if I said to you, who was the goalie who won the Stanley Cup last year for Vegas? Who is he? Who's the goalie?
Who's the goalie that won the cup for Vegas last year? My brain just went dead.
Oh my gosh, Aiden Hill.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
I
and
know
who-
Grubauer was the year
No,
before.
no.
Grubauer was the year before with Avalanche, but
No, he didn't win it.
I thought he was the year before.
He
with
wasn't
Avalanche.
the year before won it. Darcy Kemper.
Darcy Kemper.
I'm just saying.
Wow. It's a good
Like
point proven.
it's like you can't formulate how things work out in the NHL
Oh,
anymore.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay? It's a whole new world.
Yeah, because as far as Vegas was concerned, it was Logan Thompson until he got hurt last year.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, Aiden Hill, and I want to say Aiden Hill played against us in the regular season.
I think you're right.
Because I remember watching his style of play. He seemed to pop his gloves quite often, check his post quite often. Just a small little thing I noticed.
You're right.
But then he comes into the playoffs, and all of a sudden,
And he just
who
can't-
would have thought?
Well, you know what it is, I think, now in the NHL a little bit? The goalie can't lose it. He doesn't have to win it all the time.
Yeah.
But he can't lose it. Because you take Florida. Who got playoffs? It wasn't Bobrovsky.
No, it
Oh, it's
wasn't.
Lion.
That was
Lion.
Lion.
Yeah,
That was
Lion.
Lion. And then Bobrovsky lights out in the playoffs. I
That's a
can't
yeah.
deny that.
No.
But for 4 or 5 years, that was his golden stretch.
Oh, I know.
At $10 million, he wasn't doing much before that. So that's what goaltending has become,
Yep.
and that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like the Devils also have enough firepower now where if there is a bad game, where they do let up a couple, where they let up 3 or 4, that they have the ability to make up for it offensively as well.
Great point.
There's going to be nights where it's going to be a 5-3 or a 5-4, like a high-scoring affair. But they have that ability to carry that offensive weight.
Yeah, there's two things there. Two things. You can't always rely on the goalie. It's ludicrous, and it's not true to think, the goalie's got to play lights out all. Who was it? It wasn't Shesterkin, it wasn't Vasilevsky, or, they have stretches. Like Marty Brodeur said to me one time, he said, Chico, every goalie in the National Hockey League, this is when he's playing, for 3 weeks can be the best goalie in the NHL. But can you do it for 6 months? So it was different.
It's a long haul, yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing is now this team, if they're having a bad night defensively, they can outscore the other team.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't have to win just by playing great defense like we used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about it too. It's like it's not like the old days where you'd have shut down Jack's line and you'll be okay. Now they can roll line after line, and there's a different dimension to each line, and that's what I think makes them offensively dangerous. Because you can have
Absolutely.
changing the speed, you can change the style a little bit, and it's just you have a grinding line with that third line. You have the speed of that first or second line.
Yeah.
And when you're in opposition, it's scary.
Yeah.
You look at the lineup, like
it's just-
Detroit tonight's just saying, look at that forward lineup. And then I talked to Mark Recchi this summer, and I like Mark, and did a good job. I mean, he was a great power play guy. It wasn't him that the reason. But he said, I said, what was your time there with the Devils? And he said, well, my problem was we had one top line.
Yep.
We don't have no depth.
Yeah.
Well, this year we got depth.
Oh, all
we
over the
got
place,
two power play units that can score, any night. So if I'm an opposition player, I am stinking afraid of playing the Devils this year.
100%.
Yeah. What do you think, Vin?
I just wanted to know one question from Chico, because you talked about that depth that they have, and you saw them trade for Timo Meier last season in the middle of the season, and it took him a second to kind of really figure out how to work with his teammates, gain some chemistry, figure out what line he fit in with the most. But then you get Toffoli over the summer, and he had the whole training camp. He didn't have to learn anything fly in the middle of the season after playing half a year with another team. Is that actually different, or is that something that the media kind of portrays too, or is that actually a thing like Timo benefiting from really getting in there for a full training camp of preseason?
Well, that's what Vinnie, and I think the media missed the boat where the styles are different. He's got to get used to the styles. That's not it. But when I got traded, or anybody gets traded, you got to adjust to a new city, new teammates.
Yeah.
It's not the same as where you came from.
Yeah.
And that's what you adjust to. And I said to Tommy Fitzgerald yesterday, Toffoli. Now you got to remember this now. Toffoli scored 34 last year, okay?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
His previous high was 1 year in LA at 27. He's not like a Mike Bossy or a Wayne Gretzky. He's not. But last year he put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to Fitzy, Fitzy, I don't know Toffoli that much. He played out west. Is he a legitimate sniper? And he says he is. And playing with Jack, really going to help him.
Yeah.
So I think you're right, Vinny. Toffoli's going to be a different player this year, and so is Timo Meier. And the last thing I'll tell you, without giving away too much, those players want to be here. That's
the
I'm
best
telling,
part.
Yes.
That's the best part. Is all of a sudden we're seeing we're now a destination team, and we haven't been in a couple years. But now people see the writing on the wall, and like. I would have loved to have seen Tatar stay, and I know that it seemed like there was some kind of a mix-up with his contract and what he could get and not, but from the comments he made after not being re-signed, it almost sounded like there was, at least to me, like an air of regret that there was a bit of a snafu and he didn't take what he was supposed to, and he regrets not taking what he was offered and not being here. That's just, at least that's what I took from his comments.
That's absolutely true. But if we had him now, where would he be playing? What I'm saying is,
I get that.
It wasn't so much of a snap. It would seem like it, but what he knew, this team is going to have a shot to win the cup. Next week. And like Jack Hughes knows, I scored 99. I can score 115. If I never win the cup, I will never get the recognition and praise. So that's what they're looking for. When you're rich. Right? And they're all rich. All these players are rich.
Just a little bit.
Where can I go to win a Stanley Cup? Oh, New Jersey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we're that team, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And
you nailed it.
Fitzy said too. I think it was after Jack signed, or not after Jack. After Timo signed, he said, I approach the players and I say, you can take all the crumbs off the table, but that's not going to leave enough for us to build a team. You could have the big $11 million, $12 million contract, but then we're going to be shortchanged. And the guys are buying into it. They're understanding that, yes, okay, we're going to leave a little on the table, but at the same time, we're going to be able to use that and allocate the money somewhere else.
And that's a great point. And part of the reason is they're young.
Yes.
Terry Panarin, didn't score a goal last year, and he's making $11 million for the Rangers. I'm just saying. What is the $11 million exactly for?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But these guys are saying, if I can win the cup and leave a little, they're going to get it when they're 29 and 30. All those guys, we won't mention their names, they're all going to be wealthy.
Oh, yeah.
No one's leaving this game a pauper of the Devils. Nobody.
And you win, you get endorsements. There's other things that can open up avenues. You start to see these guys in commercials.
And the biggest thing is, guys, again, you can carry the fact that you won the cup. You get it.
Yeah, you get to wear it on your hands.
You get to wear it on your hands.
Some of them are a little too massive to wear on a daily basis.
But the new rings they have, did you see the Vegas one? That looks like a little arena. I mean, that's
so cool.
It's
so cool.
A little ridiculous. But what else can you carry with you after you retire?
Yeah.
So you scored a ton of points. Eric Lindros, great example. He made the Hall of Fame. I think Patrick Elias should be in there before him. And I'm not knocking Eric, but Eric never won anything. Eric got injured. I mean, I'm just saying, what is his claim to fame? I don't know. You were big?
Being hit by Scott Stevens?
That's probably right. Who will ever forget?
I was going to say how he dogged the Nordiques, but,
it goes on and on.
But that is the other thing, too. You win the cup. Whether your career, goes well beyond winning the cup or not, your name is still going into the Hall of Fame because it's going to permanently be on that spot, on that ring, on that cup.
Exactly, and the money. Oh yeah, I made $90 million, but Zach Parise, he made 125. Does it matter?
No.
You only made 90.
Yeah.
You'd probably take 50. Would you? Do I hear 50? Would
I'd take
absolutely.
I'd take one.
Just saying.
Yeah, right. I tried last night and lost in the lottery.
That's right. You weren't the guy in California that
No, I'm here today.
Too bad. But my point is, money it's not in the room. It is when you first start. You want to get fair money.
Yep.
Then you get that. Then you start seeing your check account go boom, boom, boom. You start buying stuff. Lake places, home, toys. Okay. but you still haven't won the cup. That's what kicks in where, you know what, that stuff is going to pass away.
Yeah.
But like you said, that Stanley Cup's not. And so that's what I like. There's so many factors that are pushing this Devils team. Besides their talent and their youth, there's a lot of other stuff that's really pushing them.
Oh, yeah,
And
agreed.
I remember it with us with the Islanders. I remember that with other teams, like even Tampa Bay, when they won 2 cups. It took them a while. They had some growing pains. But this team can win the Stanley Cup, and everybody in that room, including the kid who you just mentioned who left, played last year.
Oh, Tatar?
Thomas. Even Thomas knows it.
Oh, he knows it, yeah.
Everybody in the room knows it, but even Thomas Tatar says, oh, I would have had a shot there. And I love Thomas Tatar. He was a great player. But it is now. That was then. This is now. Let's just enjoy tonight, the season,
absolutely.
right?
And
Vinny,
game to game.
you enjoy the Blackhawks because it's going to be fun to come there. We come there in just a couple of weeks. You know that, Vinny, right?
I'll be there, Chico. Text me. I'd love to see you.
I will do that.
I'll be there.
Do that.
November 5th.
Will you buy me like a hot dog?
I'll buy you whatever you want. I'm coming with the whole family.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
Because it's not
That's
cheap.
a good deal.
As we all know.
Oh,
but
Oh,
that's
my
okay.
gosh, yeah.
Good food. Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, guys.
Hey, before you go,
Yeah.
I have a gift for you.
Oh, you do?
I do. All right.
Who doesn't like a gift? Even if you're making $11 million, who doesn't like a free
All right. So, there's a backstory to this.
Okay.
I get a text from my mom. She's like, "You got to see this picture I found from 1997."
Wow.
And
That's
it's
last century.
It is. And it's a picture of you and I when I was in high school at some event at Continental Airlines Arena. So
that is great.
I decided to take the initiative. I blew it up and I framed it, but I autographed to Chico, the #1 fan of the Let's Go Devils podcast, signed by myself, Shorts Guy. That is for you.
Where is that camera?
Right there.
Right there. Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you.
97.
Look at the hair, and look at you. Look at you. Nice autograph too. Even better than Chico's. Well, thank
Chico,
you very much.
thank
and
you
know
much.
What? More than thanking you, thank your mom.
I will. I did. I
because
will.
she's
And
the one-
I will tell her, she may be watching right now.
Okay. What's her name?
Sharon.
Sharon, thank you, Sharon. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Sammy. We'll see you guys lots this year. We're going to have some
absolutely. We're going to have a great time. Thank you,
Okay,
Chico.
thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
See you in Chicago.
See you in Chicago, Chico. Can't wait.
Say again?
That's very kind.
Yeah, no. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I got to get a copy for you. So that's for you.
That is Chico Resch, everybody. Going off the stage right now, and Vinny, I don't think Andrew and Shorts Guy realize that we're still on air.
We are still on air.
We're still.
Oh, I know.
I
I know.
Just saying goodbye.
I know.
that's all.
Yeah. Just saying goodbye to Chico.
Wow. Chico
Amazing.
Resch.
There you go.
Seeing a lot of the comments on the YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Everyone loves Chico. Everybody walking
absolutely. Everyone
by.
loves Chico here.
Yeah. You know, I signed my first autograph today.
Did you really?
I saw it. I saw it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I put my prediction on his hat for the
nice.
season. So that's our next segue. Predictions.
Predictions.
Oh,
Predictions.
Are we doing
boy.
season or just game?
Both.
Oh, man, both.
Oh.
I know it's Sam. Sam's going to predict something like 82 and 0.
Vinny, you go first.
Yeah,
do this.
we'll
Too much
let
pressure.
Sam do his thing. And don't feel any pressure because I don't know if you watched Game Day Live a lot last year. I was wrong like
Dude,
100%
every time I came
of the
on
time.
here, I was wrong.
And
Every single time.
Vinny, you start. I know I'm going to be wrong, but Vinny, you start. You have a better chance. Ramona Rice has a better chance than any of us.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
Vinny, go ahead.
I think I appeared on 78 Game Day Lives last year, and I went 0 and 78. I would have been 1 and 77. I would have been 1 and 77, but Sam Wu bullied me out of my one prediction that I got right. Because I said what ended up being, and he talked me out of it, and I switched it. So we're not going to let that happen this year. So my tonight prediction, I think the Devils are going to beat the Red Wings 5-2. Just your typical, pretty good performance in an opening night game.
5-2.
It seems like around the league, all the top stars have been kind of lighting it up in the first games of the season. I don't know if it's because there's more time and space as teams are adjusting early. So I see big nights for Jack Hughes, Timo Meier, Nico Hischier, all these guys. And then for the season, I think the Devils win the Metropolitan Division. I really do. It'll come down to them and the Hurricanes.
It will,
2 or 3 points. it'll be those two teams, 2 or 3 points, like 108, 109 points, win the Metropolitan Division for the first time as currently constructed.
Okay. So you're predicting a Game 4 score, because that was Game 4 of '95 Cup Final, 5-2 against the Wings. There you go. So I like that. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
It wasn't intentional. I was like 8 months. No, I was like a year old when that cup happened. So.
Yeah. That I was exploding in person that day, being there. I'll tell you what. Before we get into that, if that version of me that was at that game, even though I was able to witness that a couple years later, if I would have known back then that I was going to give that picture to Chico as a friend,
how crazy!
I probably would have just exploded on the spot.
Wow.
Right.
So, all right, I'll go prediction. So. You're right. The Stars seem to have shown up in the last couple nights for opening night. This is really a big night. There's a lot of energy in the building. So you're going 5-2. I'm not going to go the same as you. I'll go 4-1 Devils. And
still Mike score.
That's why you should have gone first. You just passed the buck to everyone else. Yeah. So I still think Carolina wins the Metro and we come in second.
Okay.
And I think I said that on Hockey on Tap, too. I also predicted us to win the Cup on Hot Pod as well, but, that's just me.
I'm going to say tonight's score is going to be, I want to say 4-1, 5-1.
That's fine. Go 4-1. Go 4-1.
Yeah, I'll stick 4-1. So 4-1, I feel like it's going to be a power play goal is going to start the game, though. Okay, the Devils are going to score a power play goal. It's going to be the first one to break the ice. Season-wise, I feel like they're going to win the Metro.
Okay,
you know what? I feel like, Vinny, I feel really strongly about this team. And it's not like in years past and like we talk about this team and it'd be like, oh, I'm going to guess with my heart more than my head.
Yeah.
Guess with my head, man. Like, you look on paper and they look so dangerous. I mean, yes, things could change.
Mm-hmm.
Health-wise, they got to stay healthy throughout the year. But this team is deep.
Oh, it is deep. We talked about it Sunday.
Yeah.
This team is super deep.
If they stay healthy, if they play their game, and if they just do what they need to do, they can dominate out there, which is going to be so much fun. So, win the Metro playoffs. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah, we are.
But yeah, tonight 4-1.
Perfect. Here comes the 12-0, 82-0, 16-0 in the playoffs.
For tonight's game,
Here
I'm predicting an 8-3 victory
there we go.
over the Detroit Red Wings. 8-3. Steve Yzerman, your team sucks. I also want
He's here in the building, you know.
I also want to
Sam
say,
doesn't care.
I know.
For the regular season,
Here comes 82-0.
the Devils will beat the Bruins' mark of last year, 141 points. 141 points.
That would be.
Take that.
I have to do that math. 141.
Yeah,
I'm so terrible at math.
Basically,
on an average,
less than 10
wins.
losses.
Yeah.
They're not going to have
70
10
and a half wins.
Yeah,
somehow we'll get half a win, but 70 and a half. So, yeah.
141 points.
One overtime loss. Yeah.
I like that.
We'll do 70 wins with one overtime loss, and the rest will be losses.
That sounds like when I'm playing the Xbox and I get on there and I'm like just destroying every team.
Yeah,
Hey, look at
running
that
up
sign.
the score. We want Truman's blood. We do.
November 18th.
Yes.
November 18th.
Yes.
Big party here with the Let's Go Devils podcast.
Yes.
That's right.
Where we're going for that.
Yep.
We want
All right.
We should get you a big goblet, and on that night, just
Well,
walk
actually,
around.
I do know of a red beer that will be available by then that you need to have in a goblet.
I hear it's delicious.
I heard it's good too, so we're hoping to maybe get a little bit.
Camera, guys. Camera.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, camera. Sorry.
So what's this red beer that you're talking about?
Well, this red beer, which we got pictures of today, would be the And Crew Brew,
Yes, sir.
which started off as a joke, making fun of Beer Baron
Yes.
and Crew. But yeah, so we were told by Brian at Departed Souls that it was coming out good. We saw a couple pictures of it today.
Yeah?
We saw
Can't wait.
a nice
Yep.
glass of a deep red light lager.
Yes.
And getting it, we like I said, we may possibly get a little taste of it for ourselves up here today.
Can't wait.
But we are just mere days away from it being available to everyone here at American Whiskey,
It's amazing.
and hopefully out in the wider New Jersey area, because Departed Souls is a as a brewery with quite a wide reach around the state. So good friends of ours, great brewery as well. So
Yes, indeed.
and it's red.
It's red.
It's red. And you saw the picture just like I did. Sammy saw the picture. It's red.
It's red.
It almost looks like a red sour, but it's not.
Not like a
Not like a Killian's red.
Thank you. Not Killian's
No,
red.
this is like
red.
a red fruited sour almost. It looks like.
Yes.
That's what I was like. But knowing it's a light lager, which
light
means
lager.
you can have about a dozen. Not that we're going to promote heavy
Baker's
drinking,
dozen.
but you can have a baker's dozen for the game. and our good friend
How many does that make about a bacon?
and our good friend Max can chug as many as he needs to.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we'll
within
just
reason.
sure.
Sign the waiver form, Max.
Yeah,
Sign-
Max, we're gonna have you sign the waiver.
Yeah.
But when you are here, Max, we will have we'll have to keep track of how many and Crew brews, because I believe it was Max that called you and Crew.
Yes, it was.
So that means you and Max have to chug a beer together, and then I'll just
1000%.
kind of jump in on that and chug it with you.
1,000%.
But I'm excited. So fingers crossed we get a little bit of it tonight. If not, in the next couple of days we will be enjoying some. It's so weird to say our own beer.
Our beer.
I mean, Brian did all the work, but it's it's branded with us. So Vinny, we're gonna have to somehow get you some Man Crew Brew out there in Chicago.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a kind of moonshine bootleg operation.
Yeah, I'll get in my 32 Ford. I'll drive it up the highway. You see, we'll get it up there, right up to you. Capone will have nothing to do with it.
On the double. Anyway.
And don't worry, when I get out there for the Stadium Series game, I will be
Oh.
having plenty of eggs.
That's gonna.
So
The beer will flow like wine that day, my friend.
it's gonna be a party.
Devil
It's gonna
flans
be a
will
party.
flock like the salmon of Capistrano. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
All right, so we'll be
Yep,
back.
Short guys in charge of Ubers.
I'm the one who lives the furthest away, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have to figure out that thing called a hotel that's real
no,
close.
Or
that
you
would
can crash
be-
at my house.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll
that's
figure it
that's months away. We got time.
I was trying to close.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
well,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
Sure, I blame Vinny.
Yeah. It's all your fault, Vinny. Anyway.
My fault.
So we'll be back for Devils After Dark. Scotty, a Sirius XM Liquid Metal, will be beaming in from Beverly Hills, California. I think we're going to do it here. I'm not sure yet.
All right, we'll figure it out.
But we'll be here, American Whiskey, and enjoy the game. Everybody want to
Absolutely.
thank Chico Resch for coming on. Chico, good friend of the podcast.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He's going to take
Absolutely.
that. He's going to, that picture, and he's going to hang it in his room.
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great.
And also want to thank Nikki for taking all the pictures.
Absolutely.
for us.
And I want to thank Bobby down here for
Yeah.
watching the merch table while we were live.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bobby. As always, you always got my back, and you always have.
And I'd like to thank the fan that asked for my autograph before, about a couple hours ago. I feel like my head's getting bigger right now. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know
might
how
have to adjust your hat and the headset there.
Yeah, exactly. Or that John Marino helmet. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just about barely fitting anyway.
Yeah. So I'm going to hit the music right now.
All right,
All
boys,
right.
let's get in this game.
Let's do
go.
it. We're back.
Yes, let's
Let's
go.
go Devils, baby.
Oh, yeah, I forgot my signature line.
Oh, yeah, hear it.
Till next time, let's go, Devils.